So here we are going to discuss about the ATP cycle today, how it works, ATP cycle. So in the class we couldn't continue because of the connection problem, so no issues. It's a simple concept to understand, so simply we can understand, right? So here you can see, right, ATP means adenosine triphosphates, which constitute 3 phosphate molecules. 3 phosphate molecules, right? Here you can see 3 phosphate molecules. Here the adenosine triphosphate means, right, 1, 2 and 3 phosphates. 3 phosphates, right? When you are producing energy, this one molecule will be released as an energy, right? As a energy, right? As an energy for the muscle contraction, relaxation, and some functions of the systems and body, right? Energy will be reduced. Energy will be released, right? So when it will be converted into ADP, which calls adenosine diphosphate, only 2 phosphate molecules, because one has been released as energy, right? One has been released as energy. Here the diphosphate means 1 and 2 phosphate molecules, right? So here in these adenosine diphosphate, right, they cannot produce energy anymore. They cannot produce energy anymore, right? So to produce energy, again it has to become adenosine triphosphate, right? Adenosine triphosphate, because why? In here 1 phosphate has been released as a energy, So in order to convert into the ATP again, we have to add another phosphate. We have to produce another phosphate. So how to produce another phosphate molecule? Right here, through the cellular respiration. Cellular respirations. Right? Through the cellular respirations. You can remember when you take STF, slow twitch muscle fibers, we use aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration. In aerobic respiration, right, glucose will be stored in the muscles. Glucose is stored, and as well as fatty acid. Fatty acid is stored in our muscles. So to produce energy, we need oxygen. To produce energy, we need oxygen. So when you are producing energy, right? When you are producing energy, it will produce byproducts such as carbon dioxide and water. It produces carbon dioxide and water. So after this production, right, using glucose and the fatty acid, with the help of oxygen, it produces energy. As a byproduct, carbon dioxide and water will be released. And this process producing huge amount of energy. Right? When you come to the FTF, right, fast twitch fibers, they use anaerobic method. Right? In anaerobic method, guys, we use, right? We use glycogen to produce energy. But here we don't use the oxygen. Right? But we'll use, right, glycogen, which is stored in the muscle fibers, right? So as a byproduct, we release lactic acid. Right? As a byproduct, we release lactic acid, and it produce small amount of energy. Right? It produce small amount of energy. But remember, guys, because of this production of lactic acid, we will get tired. We will get fatigue. How to heal this fatigue? How to heal this tiredness? Right? In order to heal this tiredness, we have to give oxygen. Right? So in this process, you will perform this process as a oxygen depth, right? Oxygen depth. Without oxygen, you perform this performance, you perform this respiration. After this performance, because of deposition of lactic acid, you will get tired, right? You will get tired. So to heal this tiredness, you need oxygen again, right? You need oxygen again to produce, to fill this tiredness, right? To heal this, reveal this tiredness, heal this tiredness, right? To heal this tiredness, you need oxygen. So we can't say anaerobic respiration, we don't use oxygen, right? We use oxygen after the performance, after the work you have performed, right? After the heavy work, hard work, short distance running, right? After the work, you need oxygen to fill this depth, right? To give the money, like you are taking debt, right? You have to give it back, right? You have to give the oxygen to this in order to overcome this tiredness, right? Overcome this tiredness, right? So this is the ATP cycle. It's very simple, right? ATP cycle, in adenosine triphosphate, one phosphate molecule will be released as an energy, right? So energy, because of one phosphate molecule released, it will become ADP, adenosine diphosphate, with the two phosphates, right? So adenosine diphosphate cannot produce energy anymore, so it should be converted into ATP again by fulfilling, by giving another one phosphate, right? Another one phosphate molecule. In order to add that one phosphate molecules, we use cellular respirations. Right? In using cellular respiration, STF we use an aerobic method, FTF we use anaerobic method. In STF, we need glucose and fatty acid which is stored in the muscle fibers. With the oxygen we produce energy. As a byproduct, carbon dioxide and water will be released, but it creates huge amount of energy. Huge amount of energy for a long time, right? For example, you can just imagine a marathon runner, right? He will run for a long time, right? FTF in anaerobic method will be used, so the glycogen which is stored in the muscles will be used as an energy source, and the byproduct lactic acid will be produced, right? And it will produce a small amount of energy for a short period of time, right? So this lactic acid deposition in your muscles will lead to a tiredness, right? It will make you to tired, right? It will create the tiredness, right? To heal this tiredness, you need oxygen to be give again, right? So that's why after the heavy work, hard work, you breathe very deeply, right? So you are giving the oxygen back to reduce this lactic acidic level, right? So when you reduce the lactic acid, you will heal the tiredness. Right? So the lactic acid will lead to cramp situations also. Have you ever felt a cramp, muscle cramps, calf cramps, right? So it will lead to cramps as well. So this is the simple ATP cycle, very simple concept, right? You don't need to just rush yourself. In exams, you will get sometimes the equations to identify. Otherwise, you will have to explain what are the respiration methods. No need to worry about the ATP cycle. Just to understanding, I explained this, right? So sometimes you will get the aerobic, anaerobic respirations to explain, right? How it happens, right? In that case, if you explain the entire things, you will get more marks, right? Okay guys, thank you very much for listening, right? We'll meet you soon.